I don't know if sound's working now. I think it is. I had to restart. This has happened for the second time now in the last few streams. I worked it out, but I don't know why it's doing that. Bit of a drag, eh? We'll wait for the couple of folks that were watching to come back. Shane, come back. I had to scrap the first part of what we just did. I'll recap again once we get one or two viewers back. Yeah, it's back. Give it just a little bit more time here. Just a little bit. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go. They'll find us. They found us before. So to recap, because anybody watching this later, you hear me now, anybody? Am I back? Am I soundy? Can you hear me? I think this sounds working because yeah. Anyway, to recap, what happened other than not being able to hear? We had a couple of squad, just one squad actually start moving up this way and was annihilated. So that's basically all that happened. So far, he's gone. But we have residual firepower in this hex and this hex. He was taking fire from the church to the right and the left. So that is where we are. All right, let's continue on. If we go through this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to say it like that. 4. Yeah, this has happened a couple of times now with the sound thing. I don't know what's going on. I had to restart and unplug and replug and off and on again, and it seems to fix it, but I shouldn't have to do that. What rules? Mostly ASL starter kit, maybe with a dash of just regular ASL. With Flames of War miniatures, Dust Tactics / Warfare bases, Doormat Wheatfields, Callistra Hex Terrain, Sarisa Precision buildings, and I think that covers it. The Yeti microphone, a Logi, Logi, crappy webcam, and some ring lights. Okay, you get the idea. These dice. We have. Oh, here we are now. There. Okay, so we don't have line of sight, speaking from their perspective, but we do here. And so they can fire again, have firepower. I forgot if they maintain rate of fire because we lost. We had an issue. It distracted me. So half of 9 will be 5.5. No 5.5. That means 4. Roll the dice. -2 for moving in the open and non-assault moving. We do have range. Yes, we do. So 4, 5, 6 looks like another whopper here. Becomes 4. That's a +1 morale check. 2. Wow, he made it. 2, 3, 4. +1 makes 5, so he's good to go. Residual firepower here is going to be another 2. And we're going to go ahead and counter exhaust this doodad here, who also now, no, he still doesn't have, because these guys are focused this way, as are these guys. We'll go ahead and counter exhaust, make that 5. Give me counter exhaustion marker. So there's that. What else? So if we put this away from my, get away from me. Put this right here. You're making me nervous. Put this here. Everything good? What next? This is taking forever. This is like the first turn. One. What did we do? 1, 2, 3. If we go here, that's 4. And I don't think we have any issues with that. 5. If we move with the leader, we can go right here. So let's do that. I don't think we have any issues otherwise. Put that there. What else do we got? Now we move to the center here. Yeah, thanks. The storm of the century, man. Doormat fields are the best they are. The camera's pretty decent. No, it's not really. It's crap. It works. It allows me to do this, but if you want to focus in on something and get detail, it's crap. Ceresis Precision is great models to paint and build and look good. I agree. So now we're going to go. If we go straight up the gut here, we've got a tree in a hex that should be here. Should be right here. Let's move the tree. Trees are moving. These guys can't see anything, so I think everybody here is going to be good, I believe. And I want to put them. It's a tree, right? But it should be woods. The tree is actually woods here. And we're stopping there, and that's how it goes. 1, 2. It's only 3, but this is 5 turns. We won't get through all 5 turns. And this guy. Here. So that's stacking capacity right now there. We'll put him here. Everybody's moving. These guys have sight that way. So I've got this all messed up here because I should have them in the buildings, but because I'm using miniatures, I can't physically put them in the building. So I've got them kind of behind the building, which technically they should have. If they were in the building, they would have line of sight to this movement here. But because they're behind it, not really seeing what's going on, it's a mess. Does the roof come up? Oh, thank God, the roof comes off. We have solved our problem. If we put them in the building, some of these buildings have roofs that come off. Some of them, somebody glued on and can never be removed. I wonder who did that. I would never do that. All right, there we go. We do have objectives here also, but nobody would know that because the last video had to be scrapped. Objectives, we'll bring you up just for a second. We have objectives, shaky cam, here, 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 that's 3, 4, and 5. Those are all objective hexes. Let's put this right about there. All right, no more messing with the camera, I promise. So now that we did that, once we get to this hex, they'll have line of sight. So let's just do it that way and put him here and allow. This is a glued on roof, as is that. No, that comes off too. I won't worry about that right now. Let's give them first fire here. And what is that going to be? That's going to be a heavy machine gun. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. -2. There's no 11. It drops to an 8. Why is it not -3? Okay, well, they're not moving in the open now. So it's just the leader's -1 and the -1 for non-assault movement makes -2. However, he has cover here. So that brings it up to, I'm going to say +3 on that because that's a metal blown out tank. So what does that ultimately come out to? +1. Let's roll this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just missed a pin task check. Residual firepower is going to be a 4, I think. Put that there. So everybody that moves in here has to take a potentially suffer from that 4 factors of firepower. But it really seems like a waste. But and my question is, does everybody have to move as a group together at the same time? Let's do that and just do one roll. That seems efficient anyway. So put him here. We're going to have to roll for all these guys in a second here. Put him here. And leader here should represent. Everybody happy in that hex? It looks like it. So we need to roll for these 3 guys on the 4 column. And that's going to be -1, +3, +2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So everybody takes a pin task check, starting with the leader. Pin task check. 8. He's good. And then we can use the leader's -1 modifier for the other 2. Pin task check. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not good enough. This guy is pinned. And finally, he's fine. All right, roll a 4. Okay. Is that the end of the American movement phase? For God's sakes, it only took 13 minutes of this video and probably 5 minutes of so 20 minutes for a movement phase. All right, defensive fire phase. You know what? Not so fast, guys. Not so fast. Couple of things to consider here. He can fire again. That was only first fire. And if I swear to God, if I could remember rate of fire, it would be just brilliant. So let's finish this, and then this guy actually has line of sight here. You would think he'd have it here, but no. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Divide that in half. 5.5 drops to 4. Leaders in the other hex. Oddly. So it's -1. It's going to be +2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do another pin task check, this time on everybody. How about that? Leader first. He's fine. Pin task check on him. 7 drops to a 6 because of the leader. He's fine. That guy's already pinned. Let's roll here, and he's fine. All right, we're good. Done with that. That brings us to this guy here. So he has a firepower of 4. He's going to get +2 as well. That's a terrible roll. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is nothing. And then mark him with first fire. Drop him to final fire because we're going to fire again. Subsequent. It'll drop to a 2. And again, still +2. Is a 5, 6, 7, 8. Is a whole big nothing. All right, well, now we are officially done with said movement phase. That brings us to the defensive fire phase. If somebody is adjacent and you can see them, that would be fun. But we got nothing like that going on. because everybody that has line of sight or is within range has already done their stuff. So now we can do advancing fire phase. Which really only amounts to, well, we've got these guys here. So let's go with that. And we could fire these guys here as well. So we'll start here. We're going to fire this way. That's going to be merely A2 on the old combat results table. They're behind a wall, so I think that's +2. That is 9, 10, 11, so nothing going on there at all. And these guys here, they have a medium machine gun, but I do not believe a heavy or medium machine gun can be used right after movement. So that's also going to be a 2. +3 for the building. Leader has a -2, so +1. Terrible roll anyway, so that's done. Same deal here, but we can group our fire together now. Well, actually here as well. Let's group that. 6, 6, 6. 18 drops to 9. There's no 9. That'll be the 8 column. And I'm calling that a wooden building, adding 2. But we have a leader directing the fire, so his -1 makes it a +1. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just missed a pin task check. And finally, these guys here, pin. One of them is pinned, so half firepower there. So he'll be a 2. Otherwise, it's 3, 3 to 6, 7 to 8. And that'll go to a 4. No, I already added up. I already halved it. So 3, 3, 8. It is an 8. +2 for the building, -1 for the leader is +1. 6, 7, 8. And that's a normal morale check, so nicely done there. We'll roll for the leader first in there. 6, 7. He's an 8, so he's fine. Normal morale check for the squad with a morale of 7, and the leader's negative modifier of -1. We get, they pass that with flying colors with a 4. So, having done all of that, brings us to the route phase, and we did have a dude that had broken here and would have needed to route, but the Germans finished him off, so he's gone. And nobody else is broken, so that's the end of the route phase. Brings us to the advance phase. Everybody's happy here, here, and here. I think at this point we will advance into the building. How to represent that? The arrows pointing into the building to represent being in the building. Makes sense to me. And finally, post-combat phase, nothing going on there. And that brings us to turn 1, German turn. German response. But first, let's clean up things that are making me go crazy here. All of that? Nope. But wait, there's more. If you act now. All right. No, there's more. Is that all? I believe that's all. Rally phase. Anybody need to rally? Or anything along those lines that happens in that there phase there? No. Prep fire phase. The German phase should go faster than the American phase because, again, I don't think they have much interest in moving other than lots of prep fire. So let's prep fire. We'll start with, I'll take that back, but I'm for now we're going to prep fire. So we'll go with these guys and the medium machine gun into this hex containing a building which further contains American squad. If we add all of that up, We're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please remember rate of fire. Have a nice day. 9. No 9 column. Makes 8. Plus 2 for the building. No leader modifier. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A big nothing there. Moving right along. We'll go here. Mark him with a prep fire marker. 4 firepower factors. And that will also be a plus 2 for the building. Fairly decent roll. 6 adds 2, makes 8. Just missed a pentast check. These guys were in cover behind the building, but as they moved into the building, now they're in the open. So they will need to move, so we won't fire them. These guys behind the building here are going to fire thusly. That's going to be 4 plus 2. Stay in the pool. That's an 8, 9, 10. I.e., nothing. So we won't fire them because we want to move. We want to move these guys as well. And we also have a squad here, German squad here, here, and here, but I'm content with where they're at for now. All right, so guys in the building, we fire in the woods, we'll get a cheaper rate as opposed to that blown out, knocked out tank, right? Because the wood should only be a 2. Where am I at here? Yeah, well, plus 1. So definitely. So we're firing in the woods. That is, please remember rate of fire. I think I already forgot the other one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is going to be an 8. Not leader directed fire. Plus 1. We're going in here, even though it looks all wonky here. We're going right in here. All right, so 6, not bad, not bad. 9.7. Pretty good roll there because now it's a plus 1 morale check on everybody in that woods. We'll start with the leader. He rolls a 2 on that. This happened last time. With the 2 on the leader, is that that's heat of battle, is it not? And if it is, that means we roll on this here table. Where's the rules? I can't find them. Somebody out there probably already knows and can tell me. It is heat of battle 2 on a morale check, right? Where's heat of battle? We're consulting the hymnal. If you turn to your books and we'll sing. Here it is, heat of battle. See heat of battle in A. Why? We'll sing A 15.1. So turn to A 15.1. Isn't this exciting, guys? A real page turner. 15.1. Heat of battle. Here we go. So we need to roll 2d6. For 5. Looks like we got us a hero. And this happened the last time I played this. That was awesome. I already forgot his rate of fire. I knew that would happen. I just can't remember it. I know I'm supposed to. And let's get him an American hero, not a German one, eh? I need to tie a piece of string around my finger. I tell myself before I roll, remember heat of battle, remember rate of fire. I just can't do it. Why are there 2? Okay. So Unless I just did that wrong. A leader and a squad, is there any difference on heat of battle roll? I'm playing it as it lays here. Why am I asking you guys? You're not answering. Plus one morale checks. That's where we were. Next guy here. You're not gonna believe this. Are you seeing this? We've got another heat of battle here. So let's roll this up again. Till we have another hero. Oh my god, we got another hero. You can't make this up, folks. That's 2 snake eyes in a row. And the result for a heat of battle the second time was also a leader, or a hero. So now we got 2 heroes there. We should probably, let's represent that better, shall we? I don't know how I feel about that, though. I think I'd rather have a squad than a hero. That's how we'll do it. And we have 2 more to go here. We're not going to roll 2 again. We're not going to roll snake eyes again for a while. I promise. Are these dice haunted? That's the 3rd time in a row. You saw it on camera, right? That's the 3rd time. Oh, he's not a hero though. He is berserk. Which is not something I'm overly familiar with dealing with. But that's 3 snake eyes in a row. I have to find a berserk counter. For those not familiar, berserk means he's just gone bloodlust here and lost his mind and wants to just eat people and attack and kill as much and voraciously and viciously and quickly as possible. I think I have that right. We're not done. We still have another roll to go. If I roll 2 again, thank you. There's a 6 plus 1 for that plus 1 morale check means guess what? When we don't have leaders anymore, he turned into a hero. So he breaks. Was that 3 in a row? Is that what it was? That's just ludicrous. If I had told you that and you hadn't seen it, you'd think I'm making it up. Put fire there. This guy can fire. No, he was going to move. Thank you for reminding me of that. I think that's the end of the prep fire phase for the Germans. So that goes to movement phase. And yes, he's moving into this building. We need another arrow to represent being in the building. I don't consider these my lucky dice, but I always use this little purple and little white one when I play in ASL. So maybe they're officially now lucky dice. So movement there. Let's move. I have other things I need. Oh, there they go on the floor. Solitaire ASL has these panic markers, but on the other side of them, it says move. And when you're as absent-minded as me and forget things and get sidetracked, and it's nice to have counters that let you know if a unit's moved. Otherwise, you find yourself trying to determine, did they move? Did they not move? So I place a little move counter on the squad, representing having moved. Same as I will do on these guys. Does the roof come in? No, that would be too convenient. Here, with leader here. We need a move marker. We need an arrow. And that should do it for the movement phase. Arrow. In the building. So, if that's the end of the movement phase, we had nobody that moved. We could fire here, this guy that moved into the building, they could fire. Yeah, we've got stuff we can do here. Movement phase not over. Let's fire here. That's going to be 6. Mark him as first fire. That'll be +2 for the building. Let's roll that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 isn't anything. We'll fire again, and why not? It'll be a 2. Flip that over. Oh, I forgot to. No, they did assault move, and they're not moving in the open, so we're good. Assault move. There, I declared it. I declare bankruptcy. Oh, I'm not even doing. That's an 11, so done there. Firing at these poor moving souls. But we've got stuff here going on. All right, so assault move, not moving in the open. But we have a leader modifier -2, a medium machine gun 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 8 column. You think I can remember rate of fire? We will cancel these modifiers. We'll cancel each other out. -2 for that, +2 for that. So it's just a straight roll. We did make rate of fire. I actually remembered 6, 7, 8. There's a normal morale check on that doodad. Can he get 7 or less? He cannot. He cannot do it. He had stage fright and failed. Maintained rate of fire on the machine gun. Subsequent drops a 6 to a 3. So that should be a 7. There's no 7. 6 column, straight roll. That's a 5. +1 morale check. Failed that. So that is casualty reduction on this squad, who will go from a 4, 6, 7. Anybody? Anyone? To a 2, 4, 7. And let's find a 2, 4, 7. How often do you have 2 heroes created consecutively? I can't imagine that happens often. What are the odds of that? Somebody looked at it. 2, 4, 7. Broken 2, 4, 7. And guess what he forgot to do the second shot? He forgot to rate of fire. Well, you can only fire though as many times as during the movement phase as movement factors are expended. So that's that, right? Regardless. That was movement phase. Nobody else moved, so now we're straight. Defensive fire phase. I don't think they have sight to anything here. Yes, they do. Cripey. It's not over yet, guys. These guys have line of sight to this building. They also have line of sight to, I'm going to fire here anyway. And here's why, because they've got a heavy machine gun and a leader there. This guy's only at broken half squad, so he can do what he wants. He can just kick rocks all day. I don't care. So let's go with this. We got 2 heroes. Gives me a firepower factor of 2. Oh yeah, we've got this berserk dude. What is happening with him? During his turn, he'll have to at the start of the movement phase, this would be my movement phase. He's going to charge the nearest known enemy unit, so for God's sakes, he'll be charging a heavy machine gun. Awesome. Can't wait for that. And good luck with that, too. That's Berserk for you. Berserk, all right. Let's go with 2, 6. Can he still fire, though? Six, and this guy's broken, so that's just 6 plus 2. They need a first fire. This is defensive fire phase now. 6 plus 2. Let's roll that up, shall we? There's a 7. Rate of fire not maintained. I don't know if that even applies. What is a 7? Apparently that's a normal morale check. Actually, it's not a 7. I don't have that leader anymore, so that'll be a 9. Plus 2 for the building, yes. So that's nothing. Okay, that brings us here. Mark these guys with first fire. Look at all this 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There's going to be the 20 column. Plus 1 for the building because we lose a point because of the -1 of the leader, so just plus 1 on that roll. Give me something good. 5, 6, 7. I will take it because that is a plus 2 morale check. Starting with, well, it's just that squad in that hex. So here, what is it? Plus 2 morale check. 8, 9, 10. So guess what? He's broken. I got to use the calipers to flip that over. Right there. And give him one of these. Right there. Where are we at now? That was defensive fire phase. Advancing fire phase. That would have been him, but he's broken. Which brings us to these guys firing into this building here. From there is 7 drops to a 6 column, and that further drops to a 3 is no 3 to a 2 because that's half his area fire because of moving. And no leader modifier. Plus 2 for the building. It is nothing. As suspected. That's it on that. Route phase, everybody who needs to route is good to go. And advance phase, anybody want to move 1 hex? Anyone? I'm going to say yes. Here's why. These guys who are probably hard to see, but behind the building, don't ask why, are now in the building. I feel like Sesame Street. Behind the building. In the building. Let's clean things up. We'll dust all these things off of here. This guy, Windex that off of there. Scrub that away. That's the end of turn 1. That's 5 turns. We're down to turn 4 now. I count backwards. And movement counters don't go there, because they'll never be found again if you do. So where did they go? Not too worried about that now. Okay, so back to American Turn. Any comments here? Oliver, how you doing, buddy? Wardrobe still here, or he was. How is it that 6 people are watching, but there was 0 likes before I liked this? I don't know. I will never understand the people not subscribing or hitting the like button. I don't know, laziness or forgetfulness. Most of my viewers, and I feel like this is the same for a lot of channels, the majority of my viewers are not subscribers. I don't know why. Well, I don't know what they have to. It's free. It's not like I'm going to call you on the phone and like talk your ear off every day. I don't get it. Whatever. I do this and have fun doing it. And if people want to like or subscribe, whatever. So, for those that have subscribed, though, you are appreciated and loved dearly. That brings us to no close combat. So, American Turn, Raleigh phase, both sides do things. I don't think this guy can rally. He has no leader. And if we go by starter kit rules, only the attacker can rally one squad without a leader. Now, this guy does have a leader, so let's go ahead and go for that. He does have a desperation morale there. If you're asking why, again, I'm going by starter kit rules that say he needs a desperation morale counter. So it's a +4, -1 is +3, and he failed that. But we can lose the desperation morale counter. Oh, yes. So bear that in mind and expect the Americans to, I don't know how they know this, but they're going to charge that building. And then we have no leader, but this, again, the attacker can self-rally 1 unit. That's going to be 8 or less +4 is nothing, but we lose this desperation morale counter now. I think that's it for the Raleigh phase. Let's go to the prep fire phase. There we go. Anything else? Okay, prep fire phase, American Turn. We also have this unit, that squad that had broken, but nothing I can do about that currently. And this is lost. All right, I think that's good. Prep fire phase. These guys are now in the building, so can't just roll in there. I wonder though. No, because okay, so we have a broken unit squad in here and a full strength squad, unbroken squad, good order squad in here, whatever you want to call it. I can't go in there until the advanced phase, and actually I couldn't anyway because it's not adjacent, but I could rush in here, right? Because we've got a broken squad in here, but in doing so, we have to run across the open here. Now I think we could use dash. That's not in the starter kit rules, but I think we could use dash here and risk it. Is it worth risking? Well, I don't know that it is, but that's something to consider. These guys had already planned to bum rush this building, so let's just leave it at that, and they won't suffer from any fire from. No, they'll suffer fire once they move in here from here, but I think that's all. And then they'll be that building. No, it's a 2-hex building, so I was going to say it'll be stacked to maximum capacity, but it won't be. So then I could rush these guys in there. But again, either way, these guys are going to be ending up firing at something. So that's just how the egg rolls. But it's prep for our phase, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's calm down, everybody. Deep breaths. And fire straight ahead into the graveyard in the front of this church, which has a 467 German squad in it. with this medium machine gun and full strength 6.66 squad with a 9-2 leader directing fire. Now the leader, -2 modifier, and the stone wall will cancel each other out as far as I'm concerned. And so that just leaves a straight roll. That's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I'll remember rate of fire. Maybe I will. Rate of fire maintained. And that roll is a 7. We just said we're going to do the straight roll, right? 7 is a +1 morale check on him, so he has a morale of 7. Add 1 to the roll. That's 4, 5, 6 plus 1 is 7. He's fine. Mark them as prep fired, but our medium machine gun maintained rate of fire. Now here's where I get foggy on the rules. Maybe someone can straighten me out. I can just keep firing over and over and over and over and over as long as I maintain rate of fire here during prep fire with that medium machine gun. I understand it could break down, but the breakdown, what is it, roll 12? Does that increase as you... So there's some rust here. But let's fire again. That's a 4. He failed rate of fire, so I don't have to worry about it. Just what goes on there. 6, 7, 8. I don't think that's anything. That is nothing. So 8 is done. Let's end that. So he prep fired. Does anybody else? These want to move. They want to move. He can't fire. Did so. So I think he's going to want to move. That's the end of the prep fire phase. Now we go to the big movement phase here for the Americans. Check some comments here real quick. I don't get it either. Yeah, I have subscribed. Thank you for your subscription. I love your massive battle reports. Thank you very much, Oliver. Wardrobe says, agree, Oliver. And Wardrobe says, yes. And nope. Your chance of breaking only increases during first fire stuff. Okay, thank you. Rules clarifications always appreciated. You're not going to interrupt or bother me with that stuff. I can take it. Movement phase. So what are we doing here? I gotta look this berserk guy up again because I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's going to bum rush the closest known enemy. And then what? You can't move in there, can you? If you're berserk, can you move into the same hex? This doesn't happen often enough for me to remember how to deal with it. So 15.4 in your hymnals. 15.4. Start of the movement phase, blah, 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 blah. And must enter its location. Well, there you go. In an attempt to destroy it in close combat. But the only issue with that is, and I don't even know that it's a legitimate issue I don't think he'll be running with his medium machine gun if he's berserk. He would just... Well, we'll keep it. But so he's rushing in here to take care of them in the close combat phase. Well, guess what, though? They're broken. And there's a lone leader in this. So this hex is a lone leader. That hex has the broken squad. So he would actually be... Let's put him there. And then during the route phase, this squad's going to split. This broken German squad. Do I have that right? Does anybody know? Without me spending 15 minutes looking that up and boring you to death. Let's leave that there for now, shall we? He is in the house. We've got a berserk guest in the house tonight. And then We got 2 heroes. What are we going to do with these guys? I'm moving. You know, when you got a morale of 9, I'm risking some stuff. So let's go here. And I was going to say he's going to draw fire from him. I whined about that long enough, but the guy's broken, so I don't have to worry about that. So we'll put him. Let's call this adjacent. He's not in the building yet. There's our second. For those that just joined us, we had 2 heat of battles in a row, yielded 2 heroes, and then in the same group, we had another heat of battle that yielded this berserk squad. Never seen anything like it in all of my days. So they have simply moved adjacent to the building. They're not in it yet. Technically, they cannot enter until the advanced phase. These guys are hanging out doing nothing. 1, 2, let's put them here. 1, 2, 3. We could counter exhaust and go into the building. I think it's probably smart to do so. And then we need to verify if they had at any point line of sight to this moving squad here. Let's mark that. Again, I'm using these stupid arrows because the roofs on some of these houses are glued down. So sorry, y'all. Now, did they have? So there we had a German squad, and yes. So he may not have made it that far. We'll take him back to here. German squad with a light machine gun, 467. That makes 4 plus 3. Light machine gun is a 7. They're going to get some modifiers because you know why. Non-assault moving in the open. That's your -2, yes. Mark them with the first fire counter. Roll it up. 5, 6, 7, 8 becomes a 6. 6 is a +1 morale check, so I don't feel good about this now all of a sudden. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. Well, what do you do? Marking with this. Does he want to fire again? Yes, of course he does. So 7 will go to, but he can't because he only expended 1 movement factor into this hex, right? These guys don't have line of sight. Nobody else. So there he stays broken. These guys were going to move into the building, right? So let's just go ahead and take care of that now. We can't. We'll move adjacent rather. So we'll just put them right here to be adjacent for our purposes, and then move into the building in the advanced phase. But he's going to have to route away in the route phase. I already say that. I'm repeating myself. Because he can't stay there. Even though he's in the building, he can't stay there adjacent to an enemy unit, right? I'll normally be looking these things up. I think that's all I want to do here, or can do. Keep track of everything, shall we? Movement phase, defensive fire phase. We've got nothing we can do here. We've done. Well, no, that's not true. We've got these guys. Those that didn't fire in the movement phase can fire. Is it area fire? In the defensive fire phase, bona fide defensive fire phase, if you didn't fire yet. Not marked. May fire. Yeah, they're full strength. So we'll roll. Firepower here is a 9, +2 for the building. all they can hope to do here is casualty reduce this squad, I guess. Adding +2 to a 4 is a 6. That's a +1 morale check. So if we get another one of these, hey, welcome back, Connor. +1, he says. 3, 4, 5. Well, he passed it. And I forgot rate of fire again, for God's sakes. I don't think it matters, though, because it didn't move. That brings us to these guys here, who will fire with 4 firepower factors, adding +2 for the building. Getting a 9 makes an 11, and I think that's that. Mark that. Advancing fire phase. Okay. What can we do with that? Well, that's all these guys, but they don't have. Yeah, they do. Oh my God. Okay, so can we group fire all these? Let's add it up. Where are we at advancing fire phase? So, and we're adjacent, so we don't have for having moved, but we don't double for being adjacent. It just evens out. So 6. It's 18, 19, 20. And we do have a 20 column. Now we'll have a +2 for the building. Makes 6, 7, 8. That is a +2 morale check. We could solve our own problem here by getting rid of this guy. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we don't. Because guess what? He survives all that. Amazingly. And I think that's all we can do there. That brings us to the route phase. Now, here's my question. He'll need to, he's in the building, but he's adjacent to enemy unit, so he will need to route out of the building. He cannot stay there, can he? I will see if I can find a quick answer. May not end a rough adjacent to or on the same location. He's got a route. He's got a route. He has to. So he will route, and the leader's going to join with. He's going to route into this building here. But actually, there's issues here. He can be interdicted, so he has to use low crawl. Do I have that right? Because he can be interdicted, he can't just route through this open hex into that building. He has to use low crawl, which puts him right here in this. There's like an open patio, like courtyard area back here. So that's what's happening there. This guy needs to route into the woods. I guess he could have routed into the building. I'm going to put him in the woods. Just psychologically, I think he would route away, not towards. Into the rough phase. That brings us to the advanced phase. And lots of advancing going on here. I don't even know if I can fit everybody in there. Another question. We have a leader in here. Well, let's say the leader moved with. Let's just say he's. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I don't think the leader can low crawl with the routing unit. But he obviously can't stay in there. Lone leader. I'll do a quick attempt to check this as well. Lone leader next. Can he route with? Leader's going to route with him. I don't know if that's legal. Can you low crawl route with your squad? Well, that's what he's doing. All these guys are now in that building. That is to say, all these guys being 1, 2, 3. Really? All right, 1, 2, 3. Those squads are all in there. Putting him. This was the berserk unit that was supposed to sate his bloodlust, but that didn't happen so good. He's going to have to go there, though. And that. So this 2X building has 2 heroes in a squad in this hex, 3 squads and a leader in this hex, so it's a full house. And hopefully that won't come back to haunt us. We have a squad and a leader in the hex in this house, and a broken squad in this hex in the house. 2 broken squads actually in the woods. And I don't think the Germans have. We still have a good order squad and a broken squad in this hex in this house. And then we've got our low crawl broken squad here that routed out of the building. Bottom line is, Americans have, and that was the American turn. After a turn and a half, 5-turn scenario, Americans have yet to even. Well, we've come close to taking this objective because it's just this hex behind the house. But all the other objectives are not even being threatened, so that's something curious. Let's do the German reply for turn 2, and then we'll call it for the evening. So that brings us to no close combat. Raleigh phase. And I guess I'll try and rally this guy. I don't know what's going to happen there, obviously. 6, 7. Yeah, he failed, but we lose this. Or do we keep it so we can low crawl? I don't know the answer to that. Don't ask, because I don't know. Anybody else? We can try and rally this guy. We get as the attacker 1 unit that can. We tried him last time. Let's go with this guy that can attempt to self-rally without a leader. And we did so. No, we didn't. Crap. Stupid desperation morale. That's the end of that. Prep fire phase for the Germans. What do they want to do? Lots of prep fire. Let's start back here. I say back here, but that actually is a squad inside the building here. Firing here. So 4 firepower factors. No leader modifier. It's not directed by a leader. +2 for the building. We can cower. I've been forgetting that as well. 7, 8, 9 is nothing. I think I've forgotten all about cowering the whole time we've been doing some of this. Next prep fire. And you know why? You wonder why there's not a bona fide computer version of ASL, because the computer would crash trying to remember everything. We'll go here. Same deal. 4 firepower factors coming from the graveyard. into this part of the building. +2, that is nothing. We'll go here and try and eliminate this broken squad, I guess. The smart thing to do, or maybe I should do that. I'll do that with these guys. Move in here. We can move into this building on this side. So we'll go ahead and fire here. That's 9. There's no 9. Drops to an 8. Column. Let's do for the building is a 6, 7, 8. Normal morale check on a broken squad, dude. You'll need an 8 or less. He does not get it. He rolls a 10, so he casualty reduces from a 666 to a, I forget, to a 346. Where are American squads? They've all gone bye-bye. Literally, I don't know where they're at. 346. Where's the American squads at? Got stuff everywhere. Is this them? Oh. What has he done with the American squads? This is just idiocy. There we go. Found him. We need a 346. There we go. Found that. Well, they somewhat did something there. Casualty reduced him. We want to move them, so we're not going to prep fire. These guys are toast. Maybe it's time to start moving. Well, it's not the movement phase. Are we done with prep fire? Yes. Okay, so now the bona fide movement phase. And I think it's time. Again, we've got 1. He's in the building. 1, 2, 3, 4 squads here that are being rendered useless at this point. Let's start with this one. And the least, move into this building here. Mark him as moved. Handy dandy arrow to represent being in the building. I'm going to keep him back here to cover the back of the church, the squad here, and these guys will move into the building and up to this hex, again, to cover this area in anticipation of American movement this way. Maybe that is a waste of resources. Maybe it's not. We will see. There, these guys will be moving into the building and no longer hiding behind the building. Now that we know what the Americans are up to, we can adjust accordingly, which is what we're doing. Okay. So the big cool push here for the Germans is moving into this building here. Well, not yet, but we can move adjacent to it and not have to worry about any German fire coming our way because, again, he's broken. These guys are broken, so nobody has line of sight or is nearby to do anything about it. So in the advanced phase, we can move right on in to this half of the building here. That's the end of the movement phase. Did we have defensive fire phase? I don't think anybody that moved was in line of sight, so there's that. Now we go to defensive fire phase. There's stuff we can do. We've got all these guys are going to group fire again, so that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's 24. That's going to turn into 48. Well, that's 36 columns, so And we doubled that for being adjacent. Those dudes are in the open. Who am I firing at? Again, it's those dudes low crawling to try to get to this building. Good luck with that. 7 is, what is that? Casualty reduction on this guy. Is he already reduced? He is not. So 467 becomes, oh, my back. Starting to hurt. 467 becomes a 247. I'll take 1 247 with extra onions, no cheese. 247. Let's see a 247. There he goes. Now he's doing this. We need to roll for that leader that's possibly incorrectly low crawling with him. And he would be rolling what? +4 on that, so he's probably done now. Yep, he's now broken. So we're done there. Anything else? Yes, these guys here. And then that should be it. So that's just 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going where? Let's go in here because it's a full strength, good order squad to fire at. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Makes it 8 +2. Oh my God, something bad just happened. Roll a 12. I think our machine gun broke. Yeah, it broke. That's whatever. At least I remembered that. And is there anything else we can do? Defensive fire, I think that's it. So, advancing fire phase. These guys that moved can try and finish off this broken half squad in the building there. That's going to be 7 halved back to normal because we're adjacent. 6 +2, no leader modifier. Well, look at that roll. That's a 4, so we're looking at a +2 morale check now. This guy should be done. He is done. He casualty reduced again, and since he was already a half squad, he go bye-bye. So into the advancing fire phase, we go to the route phase. Well, I'll be darned, these guys can now route into that building, yes? Mark that with an arrow. There. Will I remember what's going on by doing that? I just knocked over a tree and a hedge. For those of you not familiar with the rules, unofficial house rules, anytime I knock over a tree, you're supposed to do a shot of your favorite beverage. There we go. Okay, that's the end of the route phase. They did finally route into the building. Rats off to them. That makes advanced phase, which is what we wanted to do here. They have now entered, let's put it this way. They've now entered this half of the building, but still no close combat because they're in the other half. So mark it this way. All right. It bothers me that the arrow's upside down. I tried to tell myself I could leave it that way, but as it turns out, I cannot. Any more advancing fire, or advanced phase rather? They moved in, yes? I already depicted that. It's depicted a little better. I think that's it. Okay. So next, close combat phase. We still have no close combat. That brings us to the end of turn. Now it's turn 3, and I count backwards, remember, from 5. So right at the top of the half. But I think that's it. I'm going to call it for now. Does anybody have any shout outs they want to make, anything they want to say? observations, anything they want to share? Do you all want to see more of stuff like this? Or would you rather see something else? What would you like to see? I am all ears. Any questions for me otherwise? Anything you've ever wanted to ask? We're always afraid to. What are you guys playing? Anything going on out there? Anything? What's going on? Nothing? Something? This stuff is great with the minis. I appreciate the compliment. Wardrobe. Ruben says, enjoy the live stream. Very creative setup. Thank you, Ruben. And then if there's a heart that I can't make go away. Plain decision. A very something ASL start. All right, guys. I think I've done plumb tuckered everyone out. Thank you for watching. We may or may not revisit this at a later date, as I know myself fairly well. More than likely, this will get torn down, and something else will be in its place. Everybody be safe. We'll talk soon. Have a good night.